Week 8, Following the Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. If you have watched my other videos, you might be wondering. It's still raining. Yes, it's been raining for like 3 weeks in a row, and I think it's gonna rain another week more. About the artist dates, I finished my diamond painting. I worked on it for like 2 weeks, I think, and it's finally finished. I was really excited when I was about to finish it, and now it's so pretty. I love looking at it from afar because it makes sense, but if you look at it up close like this, you can't tell what it is. And I've always felt like art, it's that way. If you look it from afar, everything makes sense, and then if you look at it up close, it's like a bunch of brushstrokes and things that don't make sense if you're looking at them like really closely. Some art styles, of course, not all of them, because some of them are really, everything's really defined. Talking about the ones that are like maybe like impressionism and styles like that are really like up close, they look abstract. This week I also drew like 5 times, I think. I was drawing with new art supplies that I had stored that I didn't try before, like these Liquitex acrylic markers. I didn't know I had acrylic markers. I had always wanted to try them, and I had acrylic markers. I only have these 4 though. I would like to try more colors, but I really like these. And I really like the how it looked on paper, like the texture of it. And I also tried these Stabilo markers. They're so pigmented. You're gonna see in my drawings. They're so pigmented, and I really had a lot of fun trying them. I really like them. You know, what I noticed this week is that I try to draw more freely, try not to think about things, but I still feel like part of me, it's like I want to take control of everything. Like I want to think what to do, and then there's part of me that's like, no, stop thinking. And so there's like this inner battle going on when I'm drawing. The drawing of the bedroom, I wanted to try something about the light, and I didn't finish that one. Maybe I should go back to that one, but I really liked how I drew that one. Really, like, I was not stressing or anything. Like sometimes I stress because of the perspective. Like I want to get the perspective right, but this one, I mean, I was a little bit stressed about it, but like I was like, no, I have to keep going. It's fine if I make any mistakes. It doesn't matter. Like we're here to just draw and have fun. Then the other drawing that I did this week, I was trying to, like paint the light and the shadows, like how I do it in my art style, that I use the primary colors, but instead of lines, like the full color. And then this last one, I honestly really like drawing this one. I see it and I'm like, that looks so cool. I tried something with this one. I was investigating about brainwaves and about binaural bits. I was investigating about how to induce those brainwaves, and one of the ways that I thought about was like with binaural bits. So I kind of made an experiment. I drew with binaural bits, listening to them with headphones on, and this is a drawing that came out of it. And one of the things that I realized while I was painting was that I have free will and I can draw whatever I want. If I want to draw a giant butterfly that's trying to take a castle away, like I can do it. And if I want to draw a huge volcano erupting, I can do it. And I just did that, and I had fun with this one. I still felt like scared of making mistakes, but then a side of me was like, that's fine. Like we can make mistakes. We can make it as ugly as we want, or it's fine if it just turns out ugly. Like we are just here to draw, and I just try not to think about anything. Or if you see like the butterfly's wings are on top of the cloud, like that's fine. That's perfectly fine, because that was not planned that there was going to be a butterfly there. And that's great because things were not planned, so that's amazing. And I think I'm going to steal I'm going to do that again. mm, Maybe more often, to draw with binaural bits to see where it leads. There was also something interesting here in the book that the author was talking about, and she was talking about rejection and how she got a few rejections, and instead of asking herself why, she asked herself like, how can I change this? That made me think of a video I watched on TikTok of a girl that she was talking about, like the technique of the 100 failure list, I think it was called. And it was about having a list, and you write every time you submit your art to, I don't know, an exhibition, and to, or any place you're like exposing yourself out in the world, and you are rejected, you write it down. And the girl in the video, she said that she made her list of writing 100 things for a time period of 5 years. So in those 5 years, she was gonna submit her art. I don't know if it was art or it was about writing. I think she was a writer, and she was talking about how she was like 75th failure, and that she had published like two books. She got a prize for something, and she just like listed all the things that she got while going through that. That was really interesting because that's the thing. Sometimes we don't want to expose ourselves because we're afraid of rejection, but sometimes rejection is it's just part of the process, and we just have to go through it. And it's not that our art it's not bad. It's that sometimes maybe we haven't found the right audience or the right people that will like it. So I thought that it was really clever to have a list of 100 failure, like the 100 failure list. And I'm thinking about like doing something like that, or maybe just like starting to expose myself and submit my art into exhibitions. Or because that made me think, there was an art contest a few months ago, I think it was in February, well, last month. And I was like, I thought it was really cool, and I was like kind of excited for it, but at the same time I was like, am I like ready for that? And I didn't upload it because I didn't feel ready for it. And I thought maybe when I feel ready, I'm gonna upload something to another contest or another thing. And then reading this part of the book made me realize that we just have to expose ourselves. Like we just have to send things and not worry about them, and not worry about rejection, or if we are gonna get like something out of it, like a prize or anything. Like we just have to do it and trust that things are gonna go fine. And if not, it's totally fine too. Like I would like to maybe start sending things like once a month. I still have to like think about it, but like I think that that could be interesting. The author also says that instead of asking the question, why me? You should ask, now what? Like, now what can I do? You have to actually, like, hey, like, how can I do this better? Or what can I do to change the situation? Or what can I do to get my art out there, for example? So I think that's really interesting, and that's something that we should take into account, because sometimes I have felt that way. Like, why is this happening to me? And sometimes we'll let like the outside take control, but we have to take control back. Something that she also mentions is that sometimes artists are really worried about how they're going to sell something, how they're going to sell art or movie scripts or the movie ideas, instead of like actually working on that project, on writing the script or thinking about the idea, developing it, or instead of painting, and how all that time just spend it like worrying about something that you're not even able to do because you haven't made the most important part, the painting, the book, the script. And I have been there too. Like, I have worried about like how am I going to sell my art while it was not even out for sale, or I was not painting. And and that's why I really like this book, because it talks about like these different ideas, and then you understand how you've been limiting yourself and how you have to work on these things now that you are aware of them, and how to improve. And it's making me see things from a different perspective. As I said, instead of giving control to the outside world, I'm gaining control back. And now I see that I have to take action, which is scary, right? But that's what has to be done.